there and welcome back to another video, and I'm here to talk to you about why I am unconcerned about Liverpool's defensive issues as it stands right now. Now, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below about Liverpool's defensive issues that we obviously saw at the weekend against Leeds United, where the game finished 4-3. I've already done a review of that one. Please do feel free to check it out if you please. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Am I delusional? Am I too trusting, or is there a little bit of sense to what I am about to say? Now, as I like to do my videos very off the cuff, all I have done is I have looked at the ratings and such like that of the players that when they played against Leeds. Now, the back line that we had for that game, starting anyway, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Joe Gomez, Virgil van Dijk and Andy Robertson. Andy Robertson came out as the highest rated player in the defence, with Alisson also receiving a 5.8, but I believe that is just because of the goals that were conceded against him. In my personal opinion, there are some areas that Alisson could have done better, maybe positionally or something like that. But if anything, the back four are the more culpable ones in terms of the goals that were conceded as well. Now, I tell you that I am unconcerned about Liverpool's defensive issues at the moment is because each of those defensive mistakes that happened, in my opinion, were just uncharacteristic mistakes that over time will be ironed out and things will get a lot more organised as they should be. Let's remember, first of all, there were internationals going on during this time. Now, I think that all of our back four were away on international duty, I believe. I think Andy Robertson was away on international duty. I can't remember, but I know Van Dijk was, Joe Gomez was, and so was Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent didn't get a pre-season, I don't believe, because he was apparently carrying an injury, and then he showed up for England duty as well. So there wasn't really a great pre-season for any of these guys, from what I saw anyway. Whatever they were doing training-wise, pre-season for everyone has been pretty short. We might have had the most games in pre-season than most other teams, if anything, and even then we only had 4, I think it was. We had the Community Shield and a couple of other games as well. We saw against, I think, what was it, a Championship team, Blackpool? Pretty sure it was Blackpool, that there were some issues with that defence with Blackpool. Obviously, those issues arose a little bit with Leeds United as well. I say a little bit, quite a lot. Now, these issues, in my opinion, are fixable issues, in my opinion. That's why I'm not concerned, because there's no way in hell that Jurgen Klopp is just going, well done, lads, 4-3, get in. There's no way he's going 4-3 and being happy with that performance. He'll be happy with the 3 points, as we all are. I'm happy with the 3 points, but in the back of my head, I'm just like, we can't keep doing that. Our next game in the Premier League that is going to come up is going to be Chelsea, who are currently 1-0 up as I'm recording this video. I think they scored a penalty. Jorginho, however you say his name, scored a penalty against someone. I can't remember who they're playing. Brighton, that's it. So that's our next game. That is going to be a very dangerous team with the Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, and whoever else that they already had, like Pulisic and all. Whatever. We're going to do a full preview of that one near the end of the week, because that is on Sunday. But yeah, I believe Virgil van Dijk won't be wanting to make that mistake again, where he lackadaisically tries to do whatever he was trying to do, the ball coming over the top, and he tried to nonchalantly just pass the ball out to Robertson or something like that, and didn't realise that the striker, Patrick Bamford, the man who has so many chances normally and never hits the back of the net, and got this one, and obviously it did hit the back of the net, he's coming up right behind him, right on his shoulder. And he doesn't seem to realise what was happening, and before he knew it, it's in the back of the net. There's nothing he can do at that point. Joe Gomez didn't have a good game, and I would say Trent Alexander-Arnold didn't have a good game either. Andy Robertson had a good game, pretty sure he got the assist on Van Dijk's header, which makes his rating just instantly higher anyway. But as a collective, it was highlighted a lot on Match of the Day that as a collective, their lines of defence just weren't right. A good, solid and communicative defence, if that is even a word, where they communicate a lot with each other, is straight. Everyone knows where they are. It's a straight line. It isn't zigzags or like it was, where you've got Andy Robertson up here, you got like Virgil and maybe Joe Gomez in here, Trent Alexander-Arnold's here, maybe playing someone on side, and then bang, you got someone in behind you. There's way more dangerous teams in this league than Leeds. Leeds are a very dangerous team, a very good attacking team, very good footballing team as well, and they cause us a lot of issues. I already highlighted, and a lot of other people highlighted as well, that Leeds were going to cause us problems. It was going to happen, and they will cause other teams problems. They might not cause some other teams problems. Maybe teams in and around that are much more defensive. Maybe they won't cause them problems. But I digress. Our mistakes for each of those goals are fixable. And it is about communication between the defence. It's about possibly... I didn't like that we didn't start Fabinho. And I feel that while sometimes he can have games where he's not on it, Fabinho's he's a 50-50 player. When he's on it, world-class, best defensive midfielder on the planet. When he's not on it, he needs to be subbed after 45 minutes, if not sooner. There is no in-between, really, with Fabinho. That's what I've learned over his time with Liverpool. He's fantastic when he's on it, and the players around him are on it as well. But if he's really not on it, if he's coming back from injury or he's not played for a little while, it takes him a long time to get himself back into the groove of things with Liverpool. But I would like to see Fabinho play a lot more. I would also like to see, and I will keep saying it until we do it, if we do it, I want to see us go to a 4-2-3-1. I want to see us play that 4-2-3-1. There's no point playing it in a pre-season if you're not going to use it. Now, there will be situations and teams where you do use it or you don't use it. But on the pitch, we always tend to have the players that can play that position. Even against Leeds, we had Gini Wijnaldum and Jordan Henderson playing as well. You could easily have put those two playing as number sixes or defensive mids, whatever you want to call them. You could easily do that. Maybe they're not the best at it, but we have the players that can play. Even Naby Keita can play that position as well and be like a deep line playmaker. He can do that role. 100% he can. And then you maybe become a little bit defensively more solid, a little bit defensively more savvy. Keep hold of the ball a little bit more because you've got more people in midfield. Got more quality people in midfield as well. These are just options that we have. I'm personally a fan of the 4-2-3-1 as well because I think it gives you a lot of flexibility. I think it gives you the chance to be able to flood a midfield and keep a lot of people in there and try and keep hold of the ball and move it in between quick spaces that are available between all the players, including attack. I think it gives you clearer links from midfield to attack as well. It gives you different options, passing, not just getting Virgil van Dijk to pump it up to Mohamed Salah and bypass the midfield entirely, to use that midfield and progress the play. I don't want to say like tiki-taka sort of style, but it gives you different options, gives you different ways of utilising good attacking players, good midfielders and good defenders. And it gives you a different option as well, a really good different option. Instead of everyone just going, hey, you know what Liverpool are going to line up with for the next 37 games of the Premier League? 4-3-3, every single time. It gets predictable, and the patterns of play get predictable as well. And it will eventually lead to people saying, well, you've got found out. It gives you good options. If things aren't going your way and you can't keep control of the ball, then it makes sense to reinforce that midfield a little bit and maybe go to a 4-2-3-1. People look at it really negatively and saying, 4-2-3-1, why are we playing with like 6 defensive players? That's not how Liverpool play. It's about how you play the system. You can play defensively, but it also opens up different options. That's just the only thing that I would say. Other than that, I'll go back to my original point about the defence, is that I'm not concerned yet. If these patterns of play in terms of the defence keep happening over the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games, that's when it becomes a concern. That's when we need to start going, right, we can't be doing some Kevin Keegan football like with Newcastle when he was manager of Newcastle United, and you've got to outscore your opposition. It's not going to happen. Not in the Premier League of this era. You can't guarantee you're going to outscore a Chelsea, a Man United, a Man City, even like an Arsenal. Teams that are really difficult to break down. They want to suck you in and lure you in and then hit you on the counter-attack with rapid players. You can't have that happen. You can't guarantee that you're going to do that week in, week out. If Liverpool are wanting to go out and attack this title, fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. I like that. But there has to be a little bit of a defending of a title as well. You've got to have good, solid defensive awareness. I believe that these players will get it back. Might take a couple of games. I'm not expecting Liverpool to go unbeaten at any point this season, like go on a massive 26, 27, 28 game unbeaten streak, anything like that. That's not what I'm expecting. That's not also what I'm asking for. All I'm saying is that to be a little bit more defensively savvy and aware that, hey, you know what, we're not all up to speed here. Let's maybe take that formation, bring in a Fabinho, bring in, Henderson or Gini Wijnaldum or whoever to help that defence that still wants to push up the pitch so high, but maybe at this moment in time, communication-wise and just, awareness of your players and connection-wise, it's just not there right now. Until it comes back, maybe just give them that little bit of a support, change the system a little bit. If we do that, we can improve, and you'll see these improvements. These improvements will happen in training as well. They'll get sharper. They'll get much more better at defensive awareness for this season. It's not just, these guys aren't machines. They're not robots. They're not just programmed like Virgil van Dijk, world's best defender, bang, on. It's not like that at all. Even the very best in the world make their mistakes. They're human. And you have to allow them to make human mistakes. For a team like Liverpool to continue the trajectory that we're on in terms of current success and the trophies that we've won, defensive lapses and mistakes can't keep happening like they did against Leeds. They need to be ironed out as quickly as possible. People are also calling for likes of Joel Matip to come in instead of a Joe Gomez, and I got to be honest, people have also got to they have to start looking at Van Dijk when mistakes are made. It's easy for people to go, well, Joe Gomez. I'll tell you now, there were some times last season where Joe Gomez outplayed Van Dijk and it didn't get highlighted because Van Dijk maybe did a clearance or, nonchalantly did something like dribbled a ball past an attacking player or something like that. But Joe Gomez played very, very well last season and is very, very key and underrated by a lot of fans, even Liverpool fans. Joe Gomez deserves respect as well. We can't just keep going, VVD for life. He can do whatever he wants. No. None of them can. Everyone has to be held accountable when mistakes happen, and the work needs to be put in by these guys as well, which I truly believe they will do. They will absolutely put the work in. They'll be made to by Jurgen Klopp and the coaching team as well. And that about wraps it up for me for Monday night. I hope you guys have a good rest of the week. Whatever you are doing, please do stay safe. Whatever you're doing, if you're at work or whatever is happening with you, stay safe, be good, be well, and take care of each other. Don't know why I'm ending with that one, but I just felt like saying it. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do like it and subscribe if you're new around here. Please feel free to get your comments in below as well. Let's have a discussion. I like talking to you guys. Always like talking to you guys. But for now, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to make some food and we're going to chill out and watch the rest of the Chelsea game. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you later.